What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hold Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay Bavo. What's good, man?
Not much, man. We got some trending topics lined up, ready to get into and break down here. But want to remind you, you can follow us on TikTok as well as subscribe to us on YouTube at Hold Husband Podcast. And for those of you interested on having promos on the show or advertising, you can shoot us a DM at Hold Husband Podcast on Instagram, as well as shoot us an email at holdhusbandpodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
We also got my man SD in the building. What's good, man?
Nothing, man. I'm ready to talk about these baddies. That's all. But first, I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Production for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hold a Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Dating for Baddies. We wanted to talk about some of the things that attractive women need to bring to the table in order to have dating success. But before we get into that, y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending or on our timelines. And so the first video is obviously something that's been trending all week long. The tragic situation involving Carlita Hood, where she was attacked by a man in a restaurant, and her son ended up shooting and fatally shooting the man. We don't have the full video of the incident, but we do have a clip of what sparked it. Let's take a look.
Get your food! Who? Get the cop? Who? Nay. Get your food! Get your food! If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Man, it's hard to watch a guy do something like that to a woman that doesn't pose any threat to him whatsoever. So it's very hard to be sympathetic at the outcome, because I can't imagine being 14, seeing a dude hit my mom like that, and I have any kind of weapon or something that could be used as a weapon nearby. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a very tragic situation that somebody ended up losing their life. But bro, I don't know, a dude that would do something like that to a woman, what kind of reaction do you expect?
Yeah, man. I it's tough, like you said, man, to kind of feel sorry for dude, because the fact of the matter is that one of his punches could have killed her, hitting her in the head like that. I mean, and that's why here, I've been to this place plenty of times in Chicago, but that's why here now in Illinois, Chicago, we have concealed carry laws where we can carry our weapons in the case of danger or something like that, and do something like this. So I don't think that the woman and the young man should have been charged, because this is a grown man and she didn't even touch this dude, and he could kill her with a blow to the head, which we all know, right? So you know, I don't. It's hard for me to feel sorry for dude, but this is why men have to stay in their sons' lives, and I'm talking about the dude that's just out here hitting women. Like, he losing that much.
Argument.
Right. This here, to me, this is strictly fatherless activities right here. You know what I'm saying? Like a good dad in the home teaching his son emotional control and how to walk away from situations, because this woman never touched him, and yet he's still going on. Get your food. And true enough, ladies, I will say this: you know, a lot of people out here ain't dealing with a full deck. So when somebody is like that, a young man, cut it off, shut it down,
away,
stop arguing, get your stuff and go out, because you never know where to lead in today's day and age. But for the men, we gotta stick with these here boys, man, because we know that 70-80% of these here men in jail, they daddies ain't in the house. And this is a prime example of what happens. They lose control of their emotions, do something crazy, and end up in jail or in the cemetery. That's why it's so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just a sad and unfortunate situation for everybody. Person lost their life, and over nothing, over what was the argument about to begin with. That was my question. Like, what were they fighting over? And I mean, nobody
I don't
knows.
know.
I think it's just conjecture going around what it was over, but nobody really knows. So it's just sad, And then not only that, the boy defended his mother. That's trauma on his behalf as well. That's not every day you just go out and go kill somebody. So I'm sure he's going to need counseling as well. So I just think it's a messed up situation all around.
Yeah, and it's really I wanted to shed some light on the other men that were there. Like that's some hoe ass shit for men to just stand there
I agree.
and watch a dude hit a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that's a real dangerous position to put yourself in, because I've known people that have like jumped in domestic violence situations, and the woman they end up jumping the person that was trying to help her out, or something like that.
Yeah.
But this is different. This is not a couple arguing, and this is a dude doing this to just a random woman. I think if just as a man, you tackle him, you grab the dude, you throw, you know what I'm saying, you wrestle him to the ground, you do something to intervene instead of
before that, step in the middle of them and say, hey, everybody, hey, just cool off,
chill out,
man. Yeah, like you ain't gotta wait to that extent. But in the defense of the dude, because I only seen one guy that left up out of there, and he looked like he was about 70 years old. That dude ain't going. I don't expect a 70-year-old man to do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only guy I've seen in the video. And I hear people saying this, like, "Oh man, the dude should have did that." What dudes? That's the only guy. Like he's not like that dude ain't gonna do nothing, man. At 70-some years old. But if it was some young dudes in there, which we don't know, they should at least stepped in there. When he was getting real heated like that, like, yo, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Like,
de-escalate the situation.
Hold on, bro. Like, hold on, bro. Chill out, man. It ain't even that serious over some wings or whatever it is you getting out of there, Polish or whatever. Like, it's not that serious up in here. You know what I mean? Like, for us, we got to step in with stuff like that. We don't have to step in like Macho Man and all that, but we can see things. We can see things ahead of time and just try to curb it before it gets that deep.
Right. Just to hit on Terry's point real quick about, dudes not doing things. I think in this day and age, the sad part is, a lot of men in these situations, they'll go to record on their phones before even doing anything or intervene, and even a lot of times even egging on the situation. Yeah, cheering them on to do this nonsense.
Yeah, it is a tough world that we live in, where like you said, people will reach for their phones instead of acting urgently in a life or death situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see people where they stab, but there's a video of them just sitting there dying because nobody helped. Nobody did the human thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, to give aid or to try to de-escalate the situation. Like I said, it's unfortunate. I try to put myself in the other person's shoes, and I just can't imagine that type of scenario. You going to get some food, and the next thing you know, a dude is punching your mama. Like man, as a teenager, like I said, shout out to the DA for exercising some compassion and common sense, and dropping the charges, man. That was
she's also suing the city. I saw that today. She's suing the city for even arresting her. And you know what? I ain't mad at her, because every time we see one of these white people kill somebody black, it take them 3-4 days and an outrage from social media to arrest them, because they be like, oh, well, we looked at this, we looked at that, and now we feel like it ain't this. And then when social media actually get the evidence or gets the actual thing that actually happened and make all this fuss, then they go and arrest them. But when it's somebody black, hey, let's get them right away. Let's go right away, lock them up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all we want. We want the same shot they get, the same chances they get. That's all.
Sometimes they don't even give you the name of the white person that killed somebody. It'll be a few days before you even get a name. Just like that Jordan Neely situation.
Yeah, her mugshot was out there in 14 hours. She had a mugshot sitting there.
And government name out there and everything.
Yeah, so hey man, I ain't mad at her. Get your money. Forget him. I would move if I was her and her family though, because a dude that's raised to just go off on women like that, hey, his family might not take so kindly to them getting off. So if I was her and her kid, I would move somewhere and handle this business.
Agree.
But Shorty ain't got to worry about nobody testing him at school. I can tell you that right now. They gonna leave Shorty alone. Like, hey man, leave him alone. He got a body.
Move out of Illinois.
Yeah, man, get out of there, man.
All right, man. Let's keep the ball rolling, man. This next clip, a couple people had tagged me in, was a conversation between DJ Envy and his wife, talking about a man approaching a woman or shooting his shot. Let's take a listen.
I'm not going to be, buying you gifts. I'm not going to be taking you out to dinner. Not to say if I'm out and I see something cute for you, yes, if it comes from the heart, but I'm not going to be doing that to get you to like me.
That's why a lot of women are single right there. They see something they want, they see something they like, they better go see what's going on with that thing that they like or see, because they're not going to see it again. Women, if you see something you like, you go approach that man. Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. What's your name? I think you're handsome. Why don't we go out and get something? There's nothing wrong with that.
But if he thought that you were cute, he would have kicked it to you.
He might be shy.
Well, then that's not that masculine energy that I'm looking
man
for.
Either, though.
Jesus.
Exactly. That's not that masculine energy. If I'm in your space and you see me, you notice me, and I throw you a little flirt like Claudia said that she did. Listen, here's the alley-oop. All you need to do is dunk. I'm here. If you don't kick it to me, you don't look in my direction, I'm like, oh,
not every man can dunk. Be interested. Not every man can dunk.
Well, then that's not that masculine energy that I'm looking for. Either, though. Exactly, that's not that masculine energy. If I'm in your space and you see me, you notice me, and I throw you a little flirt like Claudia said that she does. Listen, here's the alley-oop. All you need to do is dunk. I'm here. If you don't kick it to me, you don't look in my direction, I'm like, oh, you must not be interested. Not every man can dunk.
Now, Envy sound really, really weak in this clip. I'm on the white side in this regard. I don't think a woman needs to come introduce herself to a man and suggest you go out and all that. I do think a woman needs to actively flirt and show interest, like she said that she's going to do. Now, the only problem here, though, is a lot of women don't really realize how that they're not that good at flirting, or how their body language may look to a guy approaching them. But me, personally, when I was single, I loved guys like Envy, because that just means it's more chicks for me to smash. You know what I mean? Like, because part of being a man is learning to deal with that rejection. And I would rather get rejected sooner than later, so I can figure out who would like me and who don't.
Yeah, I agree with her. Should no woman be buying a man gifts to get her to like? To get him to like her? Like that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if they're in a relationship, that's different. But she said getting him to like me. Like, come on, that's nuts. But I do think women should give men choosing signals. You know what I'm saying? Why they out, especially in today's day and age, because a lot of the dudes don't know how to like approach a woman and talk to a woman, because it's all keyboard based. So when you see him in public, man, give him an eye, give him a stare, give him a smile, say hi, how you doing? Good morning. Oh, that's a nice haircut. I like your shoes. Anything to kind of give him a little nudge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of women out here that do that will approach a dude, or that will give the choosing signals to let a guy.
You know what? When it comes to that, though, it seems like the most unattractive women have the most confidence to do that.
Come on, of course.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why though? Why is it backwards like that?
Because the fine women got dudes coming at them. Go to a party and let it be 3 fine women in there. 75% of the men is at her every time she get a break from a dude. But you got a facially challenged chick up in here. She ain't getting that type of attention. So she got to create her own. Like, you know what I'm saying? She does. So they're a little more forward. 9 times out of 10, if a woman coming to actually holler at you, she ain't bad. She bad, but she ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She bad, but she ain't bad.
Listen, at the end of the day, women don't just go shoot their shot. I mean, like you said, women should just do things like flirt with them. One of the things I would look at to see if a woman's interested or not is look at her body. Like, is she leaning her shoulders towards you, smiling, things like that. Yeah,
you got to be paying attention, man. But see, women seem to think that this is some big deal or some monumental task. Like a woman, you could say the smallest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Jordan hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like fresh cut. Like, you could just say something to let the man know that you noticed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you smell. Or, like, one thing that I would always tell women is go with the "you look familiar." Man, did you go to such and such? You look familiar. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Even that's just a very easy way to give a man the opportunity to hold a conversation with you.
Yeah, it don't take much. It don't take much if he's attracted to you. I can tell you that right now. You ain't got to say you know me from nowhere. Just blink at me twice, and here I come.
But that's
you ain't got to blink at me if I see you and you attractive. I'm the guy that's gonna come up to you and be like, "Yo, what's up? Your feet look nice. I like that color." You know what I'm saying? I like that color. What's up, man? I know you saw me noticing you over there. I just wanted to let you know I noticed you too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy.
You gotta be though. That's the only way to have consistent success. Like, dudes can't just sit around waiting for chicks to approach them. Like Envy's talking about. Like, if you a shy dude, this ain't the 5 heartbeats where you can run routines on chicks like that. Like, come on, man.
The shy guy.
Yeah, shy brother.
That's why you got so many young men single now. 63% of men under 30 are single and at home watching porn. Per a new
not having
study
sex
that just came out by Pew Research. No sex, no nothing. Virgin men are higher than they ever been at 30% in the United States. Wow. That's all men.
That's insane.
These dudes are so shy because they growing up with a phone in their hand and they don't have the experience to talking of going and actually having to talk to a woman. They can talk to 40 women on their keyboard and feel like that's a real thing they got going on, even though it's just on the keyboard. So then when they get out here in the real world, they don't know how to navigate around women. That's why so many guys can be hoes. The very small percentage of men can be hoes because all of the women, so many of the women, they only really have those guys, one that they attracted to, and those are the masculine, confident men that are confident in their abilities to talk to a woman and attract a woman. The other 80% of dudes, the women don't even see them 9 times out of 10 because they not assertive, they not aggressive, they don't have that masculine energy like she said in the video. They just really passive, and most women don't want that in the man, no matter what they tell you on social media. Cry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Man, they don't want that.
No, stop listening to women with that type of stuff and stand in your masculine frame. Go ahead.
But you know what? Not even that. Like, a lot of the men a lot of these boys growing up be men, they're not even being social. Think about it. They're growing up with their phones, social media, and hell, the video games. Like, they're not even going to, you know, back in the day, we used to go outside to the park and go play with our friends or each other's backyards and stuff. Hell, everybody's online playing Fortnite on Xbox or PlayStation and talking through a headset.
Yeah, it is a totally different vibe. Like the things, like you said, that built the skill set to be successful with women. Just stuff like sitting, hanging out by the monkey bars, talking till the street lights come on. You know what I'm saying? Like having conversations with chicks. Like I can remember doing all those type of things and having to try to create opportunities in order for you know, to spark something with the chick that you like or your crush or whatnot. But the rejection is something that you just get. It's there. You're going to be. Everybody's not going to like you. And so, from a male perspective, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like a chick not liking you is not the end of the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
she ain't gonna be the first and not gonna be the last, man.
Definitely not. Not unless you marry her. But I do think, and I will say this. I do think that if more women put in more effort to either shoot they shot at men or give men more choosing signals so men know it's okay to shoot at you.
Elaborate for the lady as in the audience. Give them some examples of some choosing signals, SD.
choosing signals, like I said earlier, smiling at a dude, right, from across the room, saying hi, saying good morning. You see him in the store, complimenting his haircut, complimenting his outfit, his shoes, anything, his mustache, his beard, whatever, his cologne. Any of that stuff is choosing signals to a man if he actually thinks that you are attractive. He's going to be like, she paying attention to me. And he's going to be at you. But women would have so much more success if they put themselves in the game with the men that they actually like. Because right now, the women just choose from the dudes that come to them. But if you put yourself in the game and actually give these here signals to men you actually like, now you got a better chance of getting the men that you want. And it potentially being something else that you are okay with being in, as far as a relationship with somebody that you find attractive. They got the swag and all that type of stuff that you like, instead of getting these here dudes to just come to you.
Let me ask you this. I think a lot of women in this generation, they think twerking on the section and stuff like that is, and then so that the dude that they like can see them is flirting. And it is to a degree. But it's not the same thing as just simply trying to see who vibes with you. Being overly sexual in your attempt to flirt, ladies, is going to get you taken to pound town. It is not going to have a guy approaching you in a serious manner where he's anxious to get to know you or find out more about you. Those are the things that come with like the eye contact and conversation.
I think chugging on the table is, trying to get somebody's attention or the man that you want is the worst thing you can do, because you're going to get attention, but you're going to get the wrong kind of attention. You'll just get a bunch of guys trying to come up to you, trying to take, like you just said, trying to take you to Pound Town, trying to sleep with you.
That's it. Well, if I see a woman twerking and on the table in the club, I ain't thinking, oh man, she trying to get my attention, I'd love to take her out. I'm thinking about taking you and feed you to the mattress. That's what I'm thinking. just like the rest of the men. The rest of the men thinking the same thing. You just up there advertising your sexual nature by twerking. I mean, that's what these women doing. That's what twerking is. You moving?
Yeah, it's very sexual. It's very
sexual attention. You ain't trying to get wifey attention from no dude like that. Absolutely not. So don't tell me nothing different. Don't be in the comments talking crazy. You're trying to get noticed for your caboose, and that's what you're gonna get noticed. And don't get mad when the men want you for it. That's all.
Yeah, because I think a woman's goal should be able to just create that platform or that opportunity for y'all to have a quick conversation and exchange contact information. And if you can do that, that is more than enough opportunity for things to go from there. Because if a guy is genuinely interested in you in 2023, you flirt with him, y'all exchange numbers, or simply show him your Instagram page, or if you follow him, anything you do that allows him to contact you, he's gonna follow you right then, and he's gonna send you a message within the next, you know what I'm saying, like within the next day or so, to initiate contact. And I think that's something that, like I said, there's a simple smile, a simple compliment that goes a long way for a woman, especially the ones men like. All right, man. Looks like we up against the clock. We are about to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be getting to our topic of the night, dating for baddies, the things that it takes for really attractive women to have dating success. Y'all are tuned into the Ho to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ho to Husband podcast. We got our special guest on for tonight. Tonight we have Miss Brenda Raquel on. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing real good. We appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast and chop it up with us. Before we get into the conversation, can you let the audience know a little bit about you, where you from, your background, relationship status, etc.?
All right, you're going too deep now. Hold up.
Okay. Man, go ahead and talk about that relationship status. Go ahead.
Right. I'm in the wrong podcast. I'm Brenda. I'm an actress. I'm also a content creator from New York City. I'm Dominican. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Washington Heights?
Well, yes, sort of. Right around there. You know where Dykeman is. Right?
I know where Dykeman is.
Okay.
181st.
That's
what's up.
Heights.
Well, yeah, Brenda, I've been following you for a while, so I appreciate the content. I'm glad that you're one of the people that will come on the podcast, and I wanted to say thank you for the shout out you gave me on one of your podcast interviews. I get a lot of negativity. I don't really get much love on social media, so I really appreciated it. The first thing that I wanted to ask you, though, when it comes to like dating and relationships or whatnot, like growing up, did you ever have to put like much thought into your dating strategies or how you approach dating or whatnot?
Well, I'm one of those girls that like have been in really long-term relationships all my life. So I'm not too familiar with the dating scene much. And the little that I do know, I know that it's terrible right now. So there was no really strategy. To me, always dating someone came with being around someone in like an atmosphere where there's like friends and we vibe and then we get together. So I don't know what the girls are going through right now.
See, so never nobody like just coming up to you and like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Somebody that you didn't know. They was always like an acquaintance. Is what you're saying. Okay,
right.
I got you.
Yeah, I think that's how most people date though, like a coworker, a classmate, somebody that you see on a regular basis. That's how you have. Well, I think most people end up with somebody in that, somebody from church, somebody from the neighborhood, just somebody that you know through a friend, something like that, to where you get to see them in more than one setting. I think that that's a smart way to date, actually.
Right. Just seeing someone randomly on the street and they tell you, hey, can I get your number? That's a little weird still for me.
Weird?
Really?
Because why do you want my number off of seeing me off the bat? You don't even know if I'm a cornball. You don't know if I'm an airhead. Like just want my number.
You gotta figure that part out.
That's where you get to know a woman.
You have a conversation first.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll come up to you and introduce myself. Hey, I'm such and such. I saw you while you was walking. I thought that you was pretty. I just wanted to know if you was single. Spark up a conversation with you. Get a feel for you real quick. Then ask you for your number so I could talk to you later. Not like I want to jump on you right then or marry
you know that's what men do, right?
What you mean?
They'll see you and they'll say, hey, I want to take you to dinner. And I'm like, what?
No.
Like
they're aggressive like that, yeah.
No, see, that's a New York
song. That is a little thirsty.
Okay, I get it. If that's what you're used to, but I don't do that. Like, and I'm not used to like seeing guys do that, like my friends and stuff like that. I want to get to know a woman first before I take you and spend my money on you. I want to get to know your mind and see where you at. See if you a gold digger. See if you just want a meal. See if you just looking for a come up or whatever before I go and spend my money on you like that. So I need to have a conversation with a woman and get to know where her head is. So if that's your experience, then I get it. But in Chicago, we don't really move like that.
No, maybe like that. How y'all move?
Maybe it's a New York thing. I'm just saying. So
a little aggressive, but
ain't nothing wrong with being aggressive, but
you have to take the opportunity, because a man might see you and he might never see you again. So from a male perspective, you at least like seeing a woman that stay on your mind and you didn't say hi or try to shoot your shot, that will haunt you from a male perspective.
Right, but I don't know if this is a bad way of thinking, but if you see me quickly, you come up to me, fine, you were attracted to me, but it makes me think that this is like kind of what you do on a regular. It's just like a regular day. You're like just shooting your shot with whoever gives you an open lane. I don't know.
Really?
So this is what I'm gonna say to you right quick. And this is my first time ever seeing you. Listen. It's not every day that you run into a woman that's a 8-9 outside. Okay, so you ain't talking like, as a man, you ain't talking to women like that all the time. If that's where you at your bar as a man, like I don't talk to women like that when I'm outside, because I rarely see 8 or 9. So if I approach a woman, I'm not leaving you and run into another woman. But as a man, you got to be able to read the room. As they say, you got to be able to read a woman and be a certain way with a woman. Be aggressive and assertive, but not too much to where you like, hey, yo, mom. Y'all know the New York thing. Hey, yo, mom.
Hey, mom.
Come on, let's go to Ruth Chris later on. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Ruth Chris, and you don't even know him. Like that's too much right away, and she don't know you like that. As a man, you got to be able to feel that and move at the woman's pace, but still let her know that you're interested. So that's
Brenda. I got a question, because I've heard women that have followers and are popular on social media. People will see them out in public but be too shy to speak, and then will DM, "Hey, I saw you at the club," or "I saw you at the bar." Wouldn't that look negatively upon a guy instead of a dude walking up and introducing himself?
Right, but that's different because now they're coming to me and they say, "Hey, I follow you, I know you," and then that we can have a whole conversation just based off that. They're not just coming out of nowhere to ask me for my number, so that's a little different. But yes, that does happen all the time, where they love you on Instagram, then they see you in person and they won't even say a word.
Come on, fellas. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I don't even know if I want to say this story, but there's actually like a guy. He's very nice, very attentive, and I know he was in it. I don't want to say I recognized him because he's been to my stuff before, and I'm like giving him eye contact at this event I'm hosting. Like I'm trying to get his attention so I could smile and say hi. He didn't look at me the whole night. All right. Only to later. Only to later on.
DM you.
No, he finally spoke to me and did tell me like he was there for that, but he didn't. I didn't understand it. But
did you like him though? Because you said you was watching him.
No, but I wasn't watching him in that way, meaning that I recognized him from something nice he had done at another event. So I was like trying to say hi, he came again to another one of my events. And,
you was gonna gas buddy up.
The word.
You would have spoken.
I thought you
definitely took that in.
I thought you was giving choosing signals there. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like what we just talked about.
No. That's
I don't like that. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna see a woman, like, if I like a woman, I'm not gonna see you outside and then go DM you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think it's weak, personally, for a man to do that. But I'm old, so, that's just how I feel about it. These new dudes, they do a lot of that. See you out and then DM you. But us older guys, we like to actually approach women and be like, yeah, I saw you. I follow you on Instagram.
Right.
So that's the way I like it.
So, Brenda, I wanted to ask you, there's a lot of discussion about the standards and the expectations that women have and from dating these days. What would you consider to be realistic standards or expectations for a woman like yourself?
When you say realistic, what would be unrealistic? Because anything that I want is realistic.
Well, some things that are not realistic, like he gotta make $500,000. He gotta do this.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like that. All right.
The realistic expectations for a dating partner for a woman like yourself.
I like go-getters. Like I don't like men who just do enough to get by. Like I like ambition, right? Right. So I like ambition. I like a man that takes care of himself, like physically, and what he eats and stuff. He doesn't have to have a whole lot of money, but I mean, don't come in a situation and make us go through it, like, right? And he has to be God-fearing. That's like one of my biggest ones.
Well,
but
First
And the swag,
Thessalonians.
and the swag. Wait, hold on. Let me finish because I just thought of something. Like, I like a medium hood. You know what I'm saying? Like
from the hood, but got a career.
From the hood, but then I can take him somewhere he can have a decent conversation, that kind of thing, that I feel safe with him, that kind of thing.
The
reformed
hood dudes. I said the reformed hood dudes.
Okay, let's call it that.
Reformed.
Is that too much? Is that too much to ask for?
No, I think I think those are the most well-rounded. The dude that comes from the hood that becomes successful, he's able to navigate multiple rooms, especially if he has a career or owns a business or something to that effect. So I think those are the men that in general have the most success with women, because they came from the bottom, and especially if they start making some decent money. So I think that's very fair and reasonable. You didn't say nothing that I would think is outlandish.
And also the things that I look for, like I kind of have too. So because I had this conversation the other day, I'm like, I want this in a man, but like, am I giving that as well? Because that's important too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends.
I can't want a man that takes care of his body and I don't take care of my body.
True.
I'll give you that. But if you like, some women be like, yeah, I want a masculine man because I'm masculine, and to a guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Listen, I promise you that we don't want to be masculine.
Then why do it?
Because certain situations and men themselves, like, they make you have to be the man.
What
that caused you to have?
So it could be right. So something as simple as you wanting something done at home and they could never get it or get to it, and wait. So then now you got to pick up your toolbox and do it. Let's say a guy that's not a go-getter. Now you got to go pay bills, so you got to go and get a second. Like those kind of things. Like women don't want to do that. I don't want to pick up 10 bags, but if I don't want to wait around for a dude to want to come help me either.
Then why get with a man you got to do that with?
They turn stupid, you know that, right?
Sometimes
they're not like that.
No, because
sometimes they're not like that off the bat.
No, because look, this is why I say no. Because there are a lot of men out here that stay at Home Depot, that know how to fix things, that fix things all the time, that work with their hands, and men that have great careers to where they ain't worried about how they gonna pay the light bill. They ain't worried about how they gonna pay the mortgage. That type of stuff ain't even in they mind frame, because they got their life in order already, and they straight masculine men already that handle their business. So those men are there, and when a guy is not that way, you can tell that a man is not that way early on, that he don't really got it all the way together. It don't mean he a bad guy, but he ain't got all of his life together all the way to where you might want it as I don't know how old you are, but a older woman that wants something more serious on certain things than a man. So that's why I say, a lot of women, if you really pay attention to anybody, be it a man or a woman, you could tell exactly who you dealing with, to where you ain't got to get in no masculine frame with no man. I don't want you in no masculine, sweetheart. I change brakes. I do this. I know how to do that. And you ain't got to worry about this.
I don't know. I don't know that you can't change a tire until we need a tire change.
Man, please. A dude that can't change a tire, his hands ain't never dirty.
You'd be surprised.
Exactly.
No way.
You'd be surprised.
He worried about
that. Gotta be the most embarrassing thing I can like. A tire, bro. Like, but I know I've seen people have sent me stuff like, I was with a dude and we had to wait 2 hours for AAA and to change the tire and stuff like that. And I'm just like, to me, that's the kind of stuff don't even register in my brain that
that's what I'm saying.
A guy can't do something that basic. Like, you can get on YouTube and learn how to do that.
Exactly.
So you see, like, let's say he doesn't know, that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, where I'm like, oh, whatever. But is he going on YouTube to try to figure it out? Or is he getting me out of there quickly? Is he getting me in an Uber to get out of there? Is he calling AAA to get there fast enough? Like, I'm fine with that. I just brought the example of saying that sometimes you don't know what a man is not willing to do or can do until you're in that predicament. So it doesn't always show up at the beginning.
You're right. I get it.
Yeah, no doubt. So, how does being popular on social media impact your dating experiences?
My dating, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's more like a genuine interest in me, or kind of the idea of the person they see online kind of thing. So it makes me wonder sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So, because I would imagine guys seeing women on social media, I know it can create like the infatuation and the crush. And when a guy feels like that or is attracted to a woman, they kind of fantasize and project this version of her that he expects her to be. So I was going to say, I would imagine that the guys that meet you on social media first would feel that way. Or is it the same for the guys that meet you in real life once they discover your social media?
Well, even for men and women, like when they meet me, they're like, "Oh my God, you're much quieter, like in person," or "You're not." Like I'm supposed to be making jokes, I guess. Every second, I don't know. But I think with guys, they're more, not to say they don't like me, but they're more infatuated with like that person online, and then when they meet me, they're always like intimidated. I don't know. It's complicated.
Intimidated how? Like by what? Is it your look? Because they don't really know you.
No, I mean, beautiful girls. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm saying, but there's tons of beautiful girls. So it's not that. I guess it's the way I carry myself even online. And sometimes the things that I say, and they tell me that themselves, that I'm intimidating in that sense.
I get it, because I have women tell me that too on my page. Like, you intimidating because the way you come across and you're so masculine and what you want in a woman, it's intimidating. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, be intimidating how? Like, this is just how I am as a man, and there's certain things that I want in a woman, but in person, I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet. I might joke around online, but maybe that's a problem, that a lot of women have, where you get so many men coming at you to where you get to notice a lot of these here things. But guys, I don't really notice nothing like that. So
yeah, I mean, when you hear about, like I said, we were just talking about shy guys and guys that don't have the heart to, face the rejection and all that. Those guys just open the door for the men that do have that heart or their willingness to take the risk to have more success.
But then I kind of like, then I'm like more attracted to the one that's not even saying something to me. It's I'm sorry. I know it's toxic.
What I tell you, Terry?
What y'all
like if we go to a club, no. If I go to a club, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like if I, like back in the day when I used to go to clubs and all that stuff when I was younger, if I seen a bad woman somewhere, I ain't gonna say nothing to her. I'm gonna sit there because I see all these here dudes going at her. And I'm
up to her, offering drinks.
Nah, man, I'm dope too. Like whatever, you alright, but I'm not gonna chase you down like the rest of these dudes. You alright, but at the end of the night, I might say something to you then, like, man, I saw all them lames over there.
Right.
But I just wanted to give you my number here. You can hit me up, you know what I'm saying, or let me get yours, whatever the case. But I'm not gonna chase no chick, no woman down like that. So I get what you're saying, and a lot of them dudes be kind of like lame dudes that's intimidated by you or infatuated with you because of online or your social media. I ain't never been infatuated with no woman off social media. I mean, I like big booties and stuff like that. I ain't never sat there and been looking at a chick like, oh man, I can't wait to meet her. Like, nah, man, forget that.
There's people that have actual like crushes on people based on their like social media personality, I'd say.
Have you ever had a social media crush?
Me?
Have I?
No, Brenda, have you ever had a crush on somebody you followed or one of your followers?
No.
Hey, man, fellas, I was trying to pull for somebody to get love.
But hold on, time out.
Well, like a random person, like somebody I don't know, like somebody I don't know.
Yeah, just somebody that got your attention that you found attractive, or you. Guy.
Like somebody famous, maybe. I don't even follow celebrities like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
So, well, let me ask you: have you ever been on a date with somebody that slid in your DMs?
No.
For real?
I don't know. Mm-mm.
well, I mean,
Have
Carrie,
you ever
you
given
gotta give
anybody
a
a chance in the DM?
So here's
Like,
the thing, right?
you know,
I get really
mhm.
really nice messages, right? And I've tried to
Okay.
like do the whole, oh, thank you, whatever. But that thank you turns into like, oh,
Good
now
morning,
you can,
beautiful.
yeah, Grand Rising Queen and all this, and that's
Oh
cute and
man.
everything. But like, I just wanted to say thank you. So I stopped replying.
See, that's why I don't do it because I see these women to where they got so many dudes saying things to them. A lot of women don't really reply, especially the really pretty women. They don't reply to DMs like that. This is why I'd be like, I'm not gonna be sending out all these DMs, leaving hard eyes on the
But you
picture.
see, the reason that I
doing
gave
that.
you is not because I
I
think I'm
know.
better than them.
I
It's just
know.
that it becomes too much, and then it's like you're gonna
Right.
leave them on red the next time. So I just and they get too comfortable. So I just
I
rather,
understand. I get it, but
there
go ahead.
might be a day that, because I'll go on the person's page if their page is public. I'm gonna take a quick look. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read their captions, see if they're corny, if they're not corny, if they smart. I could tell by the way a person writes. So it's a possibility.
Well, first off, you should follow the whole phase expert when you get off of this live. That's the first thing you should do when you get off this podcast, okay? Yeah, so,
I'm gonna make sure that page is following me first.
There you go,
well,
SD.
Yeah, I gotta get there because I didn't even know. So, what are your thoughts on a woman actively flirting or encouraging a man to like shoot his shot, like with her choosing signals or staring at him, or you know what I'm saying little things to him? What you think about a woman doing that?
I think it's cute. I've done it before.
You've done it before.
Was it successful?
Yes.
Exactly what we said, right?
Because it's just like you guys read the room, you check their temperature. You're not just gonna, you know what I'm saying? I guess it works.
Yeah,
Just
you
think
gotta
about this.
you gotta strategize. Who you don't want to just randomly be shooting your shot. You gotta look for the eye contact, look for the signals that the person is at least interested in you.
And it was after it was after a while of like having conversation and making jokes and stuff, that I said something flirtatious. So it wasn't just like off the bat, I saw a cute guy and I shot. No. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of, just like there's a lot of beautiful women, there's a lot of good looking men, but a lot of guys are corny, like beyond. And so I check for that.
Standing
gotta
around
with the vibe check.
Yeah, you talking about, hey bro, you got change for 6,000 with a handful of
oh my
goodness. Yeah. Like change for 6,000. Who change? Is he serious? 35 chains on and rings.
No,
like, come on, man.
Yeah, you got a lot of dudes flexing out here trying to put on a show. But like you keep bringing up something like I got the impression from following you that you was real down to earth or whatnot. And that's from a guy perspective, that's the easiest or the best way to talk a woman out of her panties. If you can have a woman anxious to talk to you again or remembering stuff from your last conversation, that puts, in my opinion, that always gave me an upper leg on the other guys that's trying to shoot her shot or whatnot.
Listen, the whole remembering things in conversations, that's like top tier game.
It's a skill.
It's a skill that not everybody has, because people don't pay attention.
Well, they don't pay attention
There
because
you go,
they don't
fellas.
have to on social media. This is what we talked about earlier, right? The most of the guys are growing up with phones in their hands, especially the younger generation of men. So they're not really having authentic conversations. But see, us, we grew up, in the 80s. we 40 years old. So we had to talk to women, listen to women, reply to women, rebuttal, have conversations, because wasn't no cell phones back then. I had to call your mama house and talk to your mama first before I got to you. So now it's easy for me to actually have a conversation with a woman, whereas 60-70% of these men out here, they aren't comfortable with it unless it's a keyboard in their hand. That's why they'll see you out, don't have the confidence to approach you and have a conversation, but when they get home, they will DM you and say all those things. Oh, you look so good tonight. Why you couldn't say that in person? Because they just lame and socially awkward like that. That's where it puts a guy above the rest.
Some people are texters. Some people communicate better. I'm cool because I'm a texter.
Okay.
Forget that. Talk.
So I mean, you gotta be able to do both, because like my wife, we text all the time, but we talk on the phone, we talk in person. Yeah. So I think you have to it's not necessarily the mode of communication with the person.
Right.
I would think the frequency of it is more important, because as a man, I could always tell, like, you can tell like when a chick is feeling you by how much of her business she's telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's telling you when you get on the phone with her, and I did this for lunch, and this and that and that. Like, once you start to know who her friends are and what's the beef she's having with her sister, like, she's telling you her business. And if you're actually paying attention and asking follow-up questions, that's how you start building the rapport to go somewhere with it. But like you said, it's a lost art. The percentage of guys that are actually able to do that is dwindling by the day.
That's all right.
Looks like we are up against the clock. So we're about to get up out of here. But before we go, Brenda, can you let everybody know how they can find your content or how they can get in touch with you?
Oh, sure. Yes. Just, I was going to say DM me, but I do read my DMs. You can find
we're going to call cap on that.
You can find me on Instagram at Miss Big B, MISSBIGB as in boy. That's how you can find me. You can DM me if you need a business inquiry of any sort. I'll give you my email and you can email me.
All right. Before we go, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background audio. I also want to remind everybody to continue to support the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up with me so we can get this episode knocked out. And Brenda, it was a long time, but I was really looking forward to having a conversation with you. I really enjoyed the talk. I'd like to have you on the podcast again in the future as well.
I would love to. And I know that I already shouted you out in the podcast, but I want to shout you out again. I tell a lot of people, your page gave me a different perspective, and it made me understand that men and women are completely wired differently. Like, it gave me a totally different perspective on how things work. I don't agree with you all the time, but your page is very helpful.
Well, I appreciate the love. Yeah, I don't expect women to agree with the male perspective, but what you just said was my goal. I want women to be able to see things from a perspective of a husband material man. Dude that ain't out here bullshitting them, ain't out here trying to get nothing from them, just trying to give a real authentic perspective on how quality men think and operate. So I definitely appreciate the love and the feedback. Y'all, this has been another episode of the Ho to Husband podcast. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.